Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we got news in regarding Kamala Harris's disastrous economic plan, and this is honestly not surprising. We always knew that she was a far left radical liberal, and now, after she struggled to come up with her own plans to get voters, like, for example, ripping off Donald Trump, stealing his no tax on tips, she goes and says, hey, you know what? We're going to do price gouging. And a lot of people say that's a good thing. Price gouging, lowering food tax, lowering the prices on food in grocery stores, and and I'm going to tell you how bad, why this is not the case. So, price gouging is going to, of course, lower the value on how that food or the grocery said item, lower that value that the worker or whatever the person that helped stock or made the item, it's going to lower that value, meaning that it could have been something pretty big. An example, a cake. Well, a cake's going to go all the way down to, like, I would say, I don't know what a realistic price would be when it comes to price gouging, but it's pretty much not worth making the cake when it comes to, of course, buying the said, well, just making the cake in general and having someone give it to you and giving a little, you're getting less money for what the cake was worth, right? So, not only mention this, also happened in the Soviet Union and India. This has happened before. This is what communist countries do. They control. That's what they want. They want control. And a lot of liberals, they like, oh, now all of a sudden, Republicans don't want price gouging. They don't want, well, we never like to get price gouging. We don't want low prices. Well, guess what? This is not how to fix the economy. This is an unrealistic way. An unrealistic way to fix the economy. It really is. And that's not how you do it. Kamala Harris is once again running away as fast as she can from responsibilities that her, saying it's her administration because it's the Biden Harris administration, not just the Biden administration, like the liberals like to call it. It's the Biden Harris administration, meaning Harris had a play into it. In fact, she had more of a role in the Biden Harris administration compared to what everyone has thought. Okay, she started this. And now all of a sudden, she's coming up with economic policies to fix this. Well, here's the thing. I don't know why Kamala Harris didn't think about fixing this when this crisis started. You think you'd care of what is going on? You do it, and you would fix what's going on yourself as vice president. Well, technically, you're the commander in chief, Kamala, because Joe can't move his own strings. But yes, this is what the Hill is calling very populist. Very populist. Populistic left. And for those of you all who know history, this should be a red flag. everyone says this is a good thing. Well, not everyone. It's mainly getting criticized, but a lot of people, uh, I'm concerned about these moderates. They're saying, "Oh, price gouging. This is what the liberals want. They do not want you to know about the consequences of price gouging. They really don't want you to know those consequences because because that's going to stop you from supporting her. Price gouging is an escape route from the responsibilities of taking care of the economy. That's what it is. And I'm going to tell you guys, the left hates consequences. The left hates responsibilities. Consequences. Well, the left had a choice. Fix the economy or get defeated in the next election. Well, the left is trying to do whatever they can to avoid that without fixing the economy. Price gouging is not going to fix the economy. I don't care how dumb people are that say, oh, it is. It's not. It's going to make it worse because we're going to have food shortages. Food's going to go away like that because now it's more affordable, quote unquote. This is a scam. It is a computer scam. Out of everything, it's going to be more harder to get food now. But Kamala Harris doesn't want you to know that. No. She really doesn't. And for those of you who think Kamala Harris is going to be better on the economy, come on. Come on. Get yourself together. Clearly, she isn't. So, who knows? Donald Trump, of course, his chances and his betting odds have been rising ever since this disastrous agenda. The same day where Kamala Harris won Arizona, flipped Arizona in a said poll. Once again, I'm saying that we can obviously flip it back. But then again, guys, she could flip back all the Biden states. And we're not going to panic. We're not going to panic. Because, like I said, this is what happens every election cycle. Every election cycle. Democrats take the college during this time. Nothing to fret about. This is so normal. Donald Trump, George Bush, Ronald Reagan, Senior Bush. They didn't have the Electoral College when they went into Election Day. They were losing, and they won. So, yeah, this is once again a tactic that Democrats are trying to do. They're trying to demoralize us. They're going to try to get us from trying. We can't let them do that. Let's take a look at the national polls. You'll see there's a Harris 0.2. Yes, again, we've been getting ridiculous polls again. But then we got Trump +4, and that's pretty good. That's from Rasmussen. A Harris +4, a Harris +4. And part of the reason is I don't know this for sure, but these polls have been released a week later. This is part of the left's dirty tactics of once again making it look like Harris is doing a good job. But then again, I'm saying this could backfire. This could very well backfire because you're now just saying, oh, I don't need to vote. Well, Democrats are more likely to vote because they're NPCs. They do what they're told. You'll see it's a little rough in the average still. But Trump is somewhat making a comeback. We gotta see. But yes, you'll see by polls, yes, we're still lagging. This is the honeymoon. But a lot of people say, oh, the honeymoon's almost over. Well, we got to see. It might be over, it might be almost over. But then again, I think realistically, the honeymoon's going to end when Kamala Harris gets on the debate stage. Because tomorrow's the DNC. Realistically, we gotta expect Kamala Harris to go up a little bit more. We have to. Because this is what usually happens in DNC. This is what happens after conventions. But what I'm hoping that realistically, her economic agenda would basically stop her from going up a little bit more than what she was supposed to. Now, convention bumps aren't permanent. They go away very quickly. You get a boost. It's like you get a jump into the sky. So therefore, we really shouldn't worry about it. We really shouldn't worry about the convention boost. George Dukakis probably had the biggest convention boost for Democrats in history. He boosted up 11 points all the way through the lead against Senior Bush. And he lost. He got squashed to the ground. Out of everything, this is an illusion. We're doing so well. Well, here's the thing. The only poll that matters is Election Day. Because all these polls have less than around like 4,000 people taking them in a certain community. Sure, these polls are statewide, and we're supposed to believe, oh yeah, but here's the thing. We also got to remember, Republicans don't take polls. They don't. And to see Donald Trump getting these poll results against Biden was a really good sign. A lot of these Republicans don't like taking polls. Republicans take a poll once. That is Election Day. They don't like doing it thousands of times like the Democrats. Do I think that's right? You know what? I think that really, I don't know. It creates the illusion for the Democrats. But we got to be careful about demoralization towards our base. So, what do you guys think in regards to the communist policy of Kamala Harris? This country's literally going communist, guys. Communist. Sure, we're not tearing down churches. We're not tearing down cathedrals. We're not committing atrocities. But economically, we are becoming a communist country. Wake up! People that vote for Kamala Harris because she's a woman and she happens to be a person of color, you are delusional! Delusional! Come on, and I don't know, and if you are complaining, you're complaining about the economy right now, I have zero sympathy for your situation. Zero. Come on, honestly, would it be that bad for you? It's not honestly really bad as we are. You're probably having it easy, seeing that you have to come out and vote for Kamala Harris. Let's be honest, you have it pretty good. And usually Democrats who actually tend to be more richer, believe it or not. The left wants to make it look like the right is more wealthier, but actually, it's actually the left. You have people in the coasts of California and New York City, very expensive said residents. They afford a lot. They probably the wealthy is leading by 1 point for Democrats. But then again, it's good that they lead for the wealthy, because sure, but yeah, those wealthy idiots will probably go and vote for Democrats regardless, because they've been guilt tripped and they think, oh, that's the right thing to do. Well, here's the thing. You basically are smacking labels on what is right and what's wrong and who's bad and who's good by who their political affiliation is from. I know I'm supposed to end the video, but then again, I forgot to talk about the communist stuff, which I think is very important in regards to Harris's economic agenda. And I'm praying, guys, but this tones down the honeymoon. Like we saw in the chart, she's curving. She's curving. In the middle of August, she was at her biggest peak, and she is slowly going down. That's good. Trump is going back up. This is good news. But we got to continue to win the state polls, because state polls, they're the real polls that matter. Honestly, polls set an illusion, but if we're going to choose any poll, I'd say state polls. We're winning the Electoral College, but we lose Pennsylvania, which is currently tied. We could lose it today, guys. We could very much lose it today. We lose the Electoral College. Do we freak out? No. Because we got to remember, what happened yesterday isn't affecting the polls today. These polls take time to come out. So very well, the economic agenda, and not to mention, I'm going to mention this, Tim Waltz. A lot of people don't know this, but Tim Waltz was arrested and charged for drunk driving when he was younger. Now, everyone knew about Tim Waltz and his arrest. Honestly, I would say maybe this is a Minnesota state thing. I don't expect most residents of the United States outside Minnesotans to know. This is not their governor. But yes, he was arrested. He was drunk driving. And that's what they want you to think. He was just arrested for drunk driving. Nope, because he actually lied. He was actually charged, not just for drunk driving, but resisting arrest, driving away from the police at a 96 miles an hour speed chase. This goes to show that Tim Waltz has zero respect for the police. Very at a young age also. Ever since then, Waltz claims he wasn't charged. And that he wasn't, of course, and in this case, he wasn't charged, or he offeringly cooperated with the police. This, of course, was a huge, fat lie. That lie was been revealed 2 days ago. Yeah, this is good. This is showing that Kamala Harris and Kamala Harris and Tim Waltz, they think of us very lowly. They don't think we're smart guys. They think you're dumb. What an insult. And people in the left, that they're not insulted. Of course they're not, because they're NPCs. They are offended over everything else that the left tells them to be offended about. But when it comes to the left, insulting them, they don't need to be offended. They're not offended. They'll shake their heads. They'll nod their heads in agreement. So, what do you guys think in regards to the current situation? It looks like the Kamala is going down. The media is starting to insult her, and her policy is honestly horrible. And I don't know why people in general would vote for her because of this. Now, I'm hoping people would say, oh, this is a Bernie Sanders, and will ditch her. Out of everything, we know Bernie Sanders ran, and he was pretty popular with his economic plan. So the socialists are always, they're still going to be on the Kamala train. But will the moderates ditch her? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.